Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to BPTV. I'm your host, DJ Mikey Moran, bringing you behind the scenes and behind the music. Today we are interviewing a world-renowned music producer and DJ from Amsterdam who recently had a show here in Bali at Sky Garden. He has played at the biggest festivals in the world such as Tomorrowland, Ultra Music Festival, and big clubs like Hakkasan, Las Vegas, and many more. Not only does he have an impressive DJ career, he has also produced many hits and worked with the biggest artists such as Wyclef Jean, Tiësto, Major Lazer, Martin Garrix, and they have all received hundreds and hundreds of plays. So without further ado, I present to you DJ MOTi.
What's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for coming in and doing this interview.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your DJ career first. Like, how did you start? What were the influences? Like, what made you become a DJ and a producer?
Well, I used to go out a lot, like when I was younger. I was working in a clothing store, and at some point, one of my colleagues sold his turntables. Back then, still turntables. And I thought, yeah, why not? Why not buy them from him? Because I was going out so much. So from that moment on, I was in the record store every Friday, going to records and DJing with my face against the wall.
Yeah, man, that's actually how I started too. I right when I was getting out of college, someone was selling some used turntables, and I said, why not? So you've been playing at festivals all around the world. What was the turning point in your career where you went from that to like, holy snap, I'm DJing in like big festivals?
Well, I actually had two careers, or this is my second career. So the first one I DJed together with my cousin, where our name was hundereds. It was more like, we released on Defecta, Strictly Rhythm, those kind of labels, more housey. Back then I was just traveling Europe and mostly just the Netherlands, which was pretty good. After 4 or 5 years, we separated, and I started MOTi. And when I started MOTi, like, the first track I released was together with Quintino on Afrojack's label, and Tiësto put a track on one of his CDs. So from that point on, he started following me on Twitter, and I was like, oh my god, Tiesto's following me, what is this? So I sent him a DM, and he sent me a message back, send me more music. So we started talking, changing out music, and from that came the first collab. And I think we had contact for about 6 months to a year, and he was like, dude, I'm starting a new management company. Do you want to join and do you want to sign? And I'm like, wow. Oh my god, this is amazing. And this was, I think it was 2013, and that year he did a big show together with Calvin Harris in the Ziggo Dome. It was Heineken Star Club, and he asked me, so Calvin is playing, then I'm playing, so do you want to play after us? I'm like, oh my god. And that was my first big show, because it was 15,000 people. So
Wow.
Yeah, it was huge. So from that point on, it was like, everything just went up so fast.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the thing with DJs, it just like, there are these like big kind of like shift in moments where you don't really anticipate it, and all of a sudden you're playing in front of 15,000 people. It's just like from zero to hero, man.
Yeah, but this was exactly what happened. Like, I remember the day like it was yesterday, because I was so scared to go on stage. Not scared, but nervous,
No, I mean, we have our stage frights, man.
But I have been playing for years, and I've done a lot of big shows, but not after Calvin Harris and Tiësto, and in my hometown Amsterdam, with everyone from the industry coming, because it was ADE, and Tiësto and Calvin never do a show. So I knew everyone who was going to be there are important people, and my name was nothing back then, and so everyone was like, who's this guy playing after Tiësto?
Yeah.
So it was very, very nerve-wracking at the beginning, but once I got on stage, and Tiësto gave me a proper introduction. Like, the last record he played the record of us together, so he turned down the cut off a little bit, and he introduced me, and like, he's gonna take over now.
Wow, man.
So, and
that's amazing.
Once I played my first song, I knew, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's amazing, because all the nerves, just how I felt, it just turned into positivity. So that was a good show.
I think I saw you play the first time. You did a show in Sampurna Strategic in Jakarta. Did you remember that gig?
I'm not sure.
You did a Jakarta gig in like outdoor like a while back.
Yeah.
Right?
There was the Smirnoff event.
So I mean, that was like years ago, and you've come to Indonesia a few times. How do you feel the music is seen right now? Do you feel it's moving forward? Like, how does it, let's say, compare to like Europe? Like, how do you feel about it?
I'm not sure. I feel like Europe is more. I feel like people are here more jumping and going crazy and stuff, and you know, in Europe it came back. Like it's kind of weird because in the beginning Europe was kind of slow. Like everyone comes to the party, and afterwards everyone's like, okay, oh my god, it was amazing, and get all these DMs. But from the crowd, I didn't get the same energy. And once I came to Asia for the first few times, you know, it was so much energy, and now Europe. You know, the new generation in Europe is also like this. So now I feel like everywhere in the world is pretty much the same, and the energy is high. And you know, you have specific people who know they want to listen to your music, and they come to see your music, and you know, they go crazy. So I feel like there's not that much big of a difference anymore, except for that here the weather is way better.
True. Yeah. So you know, you've been working with great artists such as like Wyclef Jean, Tiësto, I think you know, like a few others, and what was it like to work with these artists, and like how has like that shaped you as a DJ and a producer and stuff like that, you know, because you're working with established artists, I'm sure there's musical influences and stuff like that.
Well, I think it's always important to experiment, and that's why I get to work with all these people, because all the tracks are different genres, you know, they're so far apart, and I think the most important thing to evolve yourself as a producer and get better is just to experiment, you know. And that's you know, from everyone I've worked with, you know, everyone works in a different way. So I learned from everyone. I learned different stuff. You know, like Tiësto is really good in thinking strategic. Martin Garrix is really good in thinking melodies. Diplo is with Major Lazer is really good at making more the moombaton, reggaeton kind of side. You know, it's everyone has their own stuff. And you know, I just try to learn from everyone.
No doubt. I mean, it's all about, actually, I feel, as a DJ and a producer, for musical experimentation and also musical education. You know what I mean? If not, you don't want to be sounding like the rest of everyone. You know what I mean? And what can we expect with you from productions? Like, what are you working on right now?
Well, I've got a track with Rehab coming up in October. I have a track with Vigilant, who are the guys from Sweden. Also in October coming up. I'm working on a track with Icona Pop, which is pretty big.
Okay.
Like I think in the next 4 months I have like 6 releases coming up, so it's gonna
be busy.
It's gonna be a lot.
Well, you know, with us in Bali Praia, we try to, you know, we're a creative music space trying to inspire people to become DJs and producers. Do you have any advice for people who are starting up, like?
I think the most important thing is to stay creative, be original. You know, don't try to follow the trends too much. You know, because if you follow the trends, you know, you always, like I've made this mistake as well. You know, I try to jump on a trend, but at some point you're just listening to other music and trying to make something that's in the same direction or whatever. And I think it's better to experiment, and you know, at some point there's going to be something good, and it's going to sound different, and that's going to make the difference in the end, you know. Because if you're just going to sound as the rest, you know, it's really hard, especially now because there's so many good producers. It's, you know, now the software is you know, the computers are so good that with the cheap software you can make a really good track. So there's so many laptop producers out there.
It's just how it is with DJing as well, you know. I mean, I started with vinyl, and then you know, we moved to CDJs, tractors, and all that stuff. Now it's just so easy to become a DJ. You have to somehow be ahead of the game and be creative and experiment and all that as well.
Like the technology helps you out a lot, but now the you know, the difficult part is in getting noticed between all the others, you know, and that's the difficult part. But like how I got noticed was basically doing a lot of collaborations with other artists, and, you know, and everyone always tells like, but it's difficult to get to them or whatever, but really if a track really stands out and you keep sending it and promoting it, people will find you, you know. Because like if I get a good track in my inbox, it doesn't matter what name is on it. If it's a good track, it's a good track. I want to play it because I have something exclusive that no one else has. You know. So
awesome. Well, thank you, MOTi, for stopping by, man.
Well,
real pleasure. You know, please, this is a home for artists and musicians, so please come back anytime. Hopefully, we can do a boiler room Bali Praia set over here.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Like. I would like to come back.
And that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching BPTV. We'll bring you more behind the scenes and behind the music from artists that are stopping by. So check you later. Peace.